Hey guys, welcome to this live session where today we are going to be talking about gear और हम लोग अपनी आपको कुछ बेसिक gear के बारे में बताने वाले हैं जो हम अपने अलग अलग शूट्स पे, चाहे वो कॉर्पोरेट शूट हो, ट्रैवल शूट हो, डॉक्यूमेंट्री शूट हो, लाइव सेशन हो जैसे कि आज आप देख रहे हैं। मेरा आज का लाइव सेशन का सेटअप भी कुछ ऐसी है कि यहाँ पे है मेरा लाइव स्विचर जो कि 2 कैमरास की फीड ले रहा है। एक ये कैमरा जिसमें आप मेरे को देख पा रहे हैं, सेकेंड इज दिस which is a close-up of the things that I will be showing to you guys. And of course, मैं आप लोगों के comments यहाँ पे अपने iPad पे monitor कर पा रहा हूँ. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. We will take them up as we go ahead, and of course, I will keep looking at the screen because that is where I am switching whenever I'm switching between cameras. I prefer doing my own switching for one simple reason क्योंकि मेरे को पता है कि कब मेरे को क्या किसको दिखाना है, and that just makes my life a little bit more easier. इस live session के बीच में there will be people coming in and out of this frame because मैं gear change करता रहूँगा. मैं अलग अलग gear के बारे में आज बात करूँगा, आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन करूँगा कि वो कहाँ कैसे हेल्प करता है. जो आप सामने देख रहे हैं एक बहुत ही मेरा बेसिक हैंड हेल्ड सेटअप है टू बिगिन विद. ये एक फुल फ्रेम कैमरा सेटअप है विच आई कॉल सिनेमा लाइक हैंड हेल्ड रन एंड गन सेटअप. इट हैज़ एन S1H विद एन 85mm फ्रॉम सिग्मा. ये सिग्मा का 85mm 1.4 है विच इज़ माइंड ब्लोइंगली अमेजिंग. द बेस्ट बिट व्हाट आई लव अबाउट दिस इज़ कि ये ऑटो एंड मैनुअल बोथ है, इन द सेंस कि इसमें मैं एपर्चर कैमरा से भी कंट्रोल कर सकता हूँ एंड ऑफ कोर्स लेंस से भी कंट्रोल कर सकता हूँ. ये mounted है on an L mount. This is basically an L bracket from YC Onion which really gives protection to my Canon. Of course camera को और accessories भी attach करने पे allow करता है and gives me a grip. Because with a small form factor it becomes very hard at times to have a very stable grip, so this kind of allows me to have a very amazing very firm grip that allows me to get some amazing shots. Then of course I have a DT shotgun mic mounted on top because for a run and gun मैं हर जगह lapel नहीं use कर सकता. DT makes these amazing. This is a D3 Pro which is a mind-blowingly amazing mic. It is a shotgun of course, and which allows me to shoot in the direction the sound is coming from. But with this gear I love doing manual focus. तो मेरे को इस gear के साथ एक कई बार issue होता है कि manual focus लेने में problem होती है, but you can always hold your camera like you would do for photography and just manage your focus better, and of course use a swivel screen to get your frame and keep an eye on the frame as well. So overall a very tough setup to work with, in the sense tough in the sense rugged. It's strong, it's solid and very easy to move around with. So when I meant tough, I meant to kind of hold it in your hand and keep running and gunning here and there. Then I have something very cool over here today. So this is a YC Onion ka latest slider. This is called the Chocolate SE. It is an automated slider. Basically the motor is inbuilt over here, and then we have the trail over here which moves the slider left to right. It runs on batteries, it runs on power bank. Basically the battery goes on the side. So the battery goes about on here, and I can easily like take it out. It runs on your basic NP6 batteries. On a very even on a tiny battery, it gives an amazing backup which allows me to shoot for longer periods of time. Basic controls are on the slider. I can do a left to right shot on the slider, but it is a stable head, so we usually use ball heads on this or small video heads because it allows me a better, smoother movement of the camera. And of course it has an amazing payload to work with. थोड़ा लूज है. Okay. So even with a cinema payload that I have over here, I can of course reframe however I want. This actually allows me to kind of get a very smooth kind of a shot, and it does not fall over. That is a very amazing thing I loved about it. It's very solid. The weight of the slider itself is amazing, and you know, I can now get some amazing left to right tracking shots. If I want, I can attach a macro lens to it. I can do beautiful product shots as well, and the payload is such that it can actually, you know, go sideways. If I wanted to go sideways, it will go sideways automatically. I'm just supporting the camera from the bottom, but it very easily goes up and down as well. Of course, I will have to mount the camera using the rig itself from the side. So we can do a couple of movements with this. One of them is this, wherein I can go front and back. Ultra smooth, very fine tracking shots are built on this. It's beautiful for product videos. It is amazing for you know, B-roll kind of videos, wherein you get you know, nice tracking shots with anything that you're shooting. Just be careful that your batteries should be 100% charged. If you are working with a power bank, use a very high you know, mAh power bank. I use a 20,000 mAh power bank, and that gives me a long working time. But what really is, because to run the motor, it needs a very you know, fine power output. So it should have, your power bank should have a very stable output as well. The slider will work finely with that. And of course, the slider can connect to your phone via the YC Onion app, which allows you to do wireless shots. You can always you know, sync the shots very easily. You can always automatically move it around. So overall build quality and everything of this is very amazing. It's very solid. It is ultra smooth. You can see one of my colleagues is so Saket, he's running this from his phone, and it is automatically running right now. I'm not even touching my hands to it, and what he is basically doing is he's setting the start point and the end point of the shot, and the slider will automatically program it and have a start and a stop to begin with. So this is what he's setting as the starting point. He set the starting point. Now we're going back. This is what is the end point. And I'm going to show you guys in a close-up as well. Let's get it in frame a little bit. Yeah, Shakit, can we have a shot? So if so, he's already programmed it using the phone, and Android and iOS both have an app for it. Now it tells me how many seconds it's going to take to reach from point A to point B. So it is going from point B to point A right now. It will take about 5 seconds to do that. I can slow it down for a much more slower kind of a shot. So let's say I want to get it down to about 10-second shot. Let's have a 10-second shot. So it'll take about 10 seconds from point A to point B. This is beautiful when you are shooting some nice tracking B-rolls, if you're shooting some really good product shots, food especially. Imagine you're in a restaurant, you don't have space to set up big sliders, you don't have space to set up big things. There, this will come very much in handy. It will actually give you some amazing shots, nice depth of field shots. You can use macro lenses to get those probe style shots. I've done this in the recipe shoots before. You can check it on my Instagram profile. And it just, you know, gives you a very smooth kind of a feel, kind of a tracking shots kind of a thing. And look at that, it just moves ultra smoothly in the direction you want it to move. And of course, the only thing which I feel that this lacks from its bigger predecessor is that it does not move from a left to right for like a parallax or a panorama shot, but overall it gives you a very smooth straight tracking in, out, or left to right shot. Another thing, you can do motion time lapses with this slider. You can program it to automatically sync with your camera as well using the app again, and have your camera being triggered also with the slider. So you can program it to do motion time lapses of cityscapes or anything that you you know, want to showcase. And if you're traveling, a motorized slider would really help you get those amazing, you know, perspective shots in different kind of situations. Okay, so going ahead, let me also explain what I have here. I know all of you would have a question about what is the contraption that is lying here. This is actually my go-to cinema setup whenever I am shooting short films, whenever I'm shooting anything that is, cinematically, I want to showcase the skills that we have. So this is a GH5S, that is a micro 4/3 camera with a DISO 10-24 cinema lens. Yes, this is a cinema zoom lens f2.9. Which is a T2.9 because of the high precision that it does. It has manual aperture, manual focus, and a manual zoom. 100% manual lens. I am able to manage the focus using the focus ring on this side. I'm going to just turn it over. So this side is the focus ring right over here. This is a manual focus ring, but we also have automatic focus rings from different brands that allow us to do wireless focus. So I'm going to show you guys that as well in just a bit. On the front, I have a matte box. This matte box is actually an Indian-made matte box. This you get here in Delhi as well. And of course, online, this is by a brand called Embrace Video. They make amazingly beautiful, very well finished matte boxes. And this is basically an automatic follow focus right about here. This is for all focus from PD movie. You have the focus rig over here, and of course the remote over here. We'll do a separate live session on how do you work on those things later. But what a cinema setup really allows you to do is, with the matte boxes, you can actually insert a lot of filters. You can have ND filters going in. You can have not variable, but block ND filters going in the front. Then you have your follow focus and everything. And it overall gives you a very, very solid build to hold your camera very easily and get some beautiful shots. You can mount your monitor on this, and of course have your camera in a cage as well. The cinema lens that I'm using here is a very, very beautiful cinema lens built by a company called DZO. They make one of the best cinema lenses that there are in the market for micro 4/3 cameras. And with a cinema lens on a micro 4/3 camera, you will get a very, very beautiful result, which allows you to get that cinematic feel in anything that you are doing. So going ahead, and of course, now I am going to be talking about something. Sound lark 150 kind. So you must be wondering how the sound is coming through over here. So the sound is basically coming through wireless sound through a lavalier mic, and this is Hollyland's Lark 150. This is a very, very beautiful wireless mic system. It has a range of 150 meters. What you are looking at is a box that it comes in. So basically we have the receiver that goes here, and transmitter that looks like this. This is a transmitter with an inbuilt mic in it. So the mic is here as well, and of course I can attach a wireless lavalier over here. This has a 150 meter range that gives me some really, really beautiful sound. The quality of the sound is really great, and of course I can have two mics working together, so it's a 2:1 thing. And the box in itself is amazing. This is actually a battery-enabled box. It has an inbuilt battery, just like how you guys have headphones these days that charge like your AirPods or earbuds or whatever you're using. So this box has a battery in itself, so you can charge the box, you can charge the individual units. And of course, these units get charged on the go. So if you're traveling or anything and you're running out of battery, and if this box is charged, you can easily put all your units inside this, and they will actually keep getting charged as you go, which is very, very good if you're doing some travel documentaries and everything, which allows you to be outside for much longer before you reach a power source to charge all your equipment. All the transmitters and receivers have inbuilt batteries. They can of course be used as shotgun mics separately, in which I can actually point this in a direction. It comes with basically a dead cat that I put on this, and I can mount it directly onto a camera as well. So it works as like a shotgun mic. I'm going to show you guys the quality of the mic itself. So So what you're hearing right now is through the lavalier mic that's connected here. I'm going to mute that. And what you're hearing now is through this mic here in my hand. This works directly, and you can clip it onto anybody, so it can work as a clip-on mic as well, or you can actually point it at anybody if they're talking. So if you're on a run and gun, if you're like a journalist or something, this really helps. So overall, a very good quality sound that comes with this, kind of enabling you to get beautiful sound anywhere in any situation. If you want to record interviews, you're doing live sessions, whatever you're doing, the quality of sound really matters, and that is where this really helps. Then the live session that is going on here, we have two cameras running. The wide camera over here, which is on a distance, it's actually quite far away from me, at least about 6 feet away from me. And then there is a close-up camera on my left. Now the close-up camera is actually mounted, is going through an HDMI cable onto the live view feed over here. But the camera that is away from me is transmitting through a wireless transmission that comes through this. This is Hollyland's HollyView Mars 400S Pro. This is an amazing wireless transmitter, which gives me beautiful transmission, full HD transmission, coming from almost 150 meters away from where my camera setup is, and the transmission is literally lag free. You can see I'm moving my hands, I'm doing everything. The sound is in sync with what I am doing. There is no lag, literally no lag happening over there, and which is very beautiful, because if you're doing events, if you're doing, let's say, weddings, or you're doing corporate events, you need these kind of setups that allow you to do wireless feeds onto any big screens or mixers or anything. And the best bit is they run on power, they run on batteries. If you are in a run and gun situation, you do it on batteries. But if you are in a place where you can put them on power, like I'm doing over here, both my transmitter and my receiver are running on power, so I'm not worried about them dying out during the live session itself. So this gives me the ability to run for longer hours, that kind of allows me to have a beautiful running feed for long times as well. So I have a question. Akshay is asking if I can help you guys make it a live setup with a Canon 80D. Of course, we can help you do that. There are a couple of things you need to buy for the 80D to go live with. I will explain it later. You can connect with me on Instagram, and I can do a one-on-one where I can tell you what all you need and how you can do it. And of course, for wireless setups, Hollyland Mars 400S Pro. Another thing about the Mars 400S Pro, which I forgot to mention, is that if you are somewhere in a situation where you have to give feed to your client, maybe the client is always on your shoulder, but you don't have an external monitor, you can always use your smartphones or your tablets to give a wireless feed using this transmitter itself via a Wi-Fi connection or a Bluetooth connection to a smart device, and they can have a full-fledged monitor feed on their smartphone or an iPad or any tablet that they're using on a shoot, which allows you to have bigger displays and of course have wireless transmission onto any feed possible. Then since we were on the topic of sound, this is the condenser mic that I mostly use for any of my live sessions that I do personally. So this is part of my personal session. This is Lens Go KD96. It is a very compact and a very ultra light condenser mic, decent quality sound, and very affordable. This costs about 6,000 rupees in the market, and of course the quality of the mic is really good. We have a review about the mic with the sound quality up on our YouTube channel as well. And of course it runs on XLR cable. What the brand gives you is an XLR to 3.5 mm jack, which allows you to connect this directly onto your camera. So you don't really need a mixer, or you don't really need an audio interface to connect your system to it. You can directly put the mic into the system's microphone jack if it has a separate microphone jack, and of course use it for your Zoom meetings, use it for your live streams, use it anywhere. This is a very good quality mic. So coming towards, since we were on the topic of sliders, I'll get the other slider fixed up. So we are going to showcase something that we mostly use for all our shoots, our cinematic shoots. Till that time, let's talk about light. So there is always a go-to light that I have for literally all my shoots. This is an MC LED. I have been notorious about using this a lot, and the kind of quality that this light really gives is mind-blowingly amazing. It has full RGB spectrum. I can actually, change the RGB and the hue and the saturation of the light, and of course the intensity as well. This is on a blue right now. Let's change the color a bit. This is like a greenish kind of a tone to it. I'm going to turn it around a little bit so that can we have some darkness? So that you guys have a better idea of what the color is all about. I'm going to reduce the intensity a little more because, so this is more of a yellow tone right now. We're going towards more of red. So this is heading towards a reddish tone. This is actually at a hue of 360. It gives me almost a red tone, a full red tone. Then I can go towards a purplish kind of a tint and bluish and whatever. Then this does not end over there. My favorite part about this light is the effects that the light gives. This is paparazzi, so I can take photographs, if I can depict photographs in my images. Fireworks, if I want to showcase that there are fireworks happening, so that can happen with this. Faulty bulb, if you want to shoot horror, that gives you a very, very beautiful faulty bulb effect. TV, we don't really need to use TV these days. It gives a very, very beautiful TV effect, how lights keep changing on television. You can see it on my hand, how the light, changes like it would do if a TV was running in front of you, how scenes were changing and all those things. And of course, lightning. Party just keeps changing the light. Pulse. If you want to depict some kind of pulsating lights, or maybe this light really comes handy when you are doing light coming from outside into a room. Cop car, you want to depict cop car effect, so you don't really need to show the light. It could be just an effect, light falling onto a room or onto a wall, and you can depict that there is a cop car standing closely. You don't have to light fires these days. So this is fire. It is giving an effect of fire over here, wherein I don't need to really light fires anymore. It really gives me a very, very easy thing to do. And of course, different modes, all again controlled by your app and by using the phone, your smartphone. And the best bit I love about this is that it is very, very compact, runs on an inbuilt battery. It has a wireless charging port in the back, and of course, runs on Type-C and can run on power cables, power banks as well. Overall, very, very beautiful, great power backup, but be careful if you are in longer shoots, if you're putting it up for longer times, you need a power backup, so use an external power bank. That allows it to run much, much longer, because then you would have like a 10-20,000 mAh battery running it. But on a power bank, it will never hit 100% intensity, it will stick to 90%. Other than that, when you are running it on Bluetooth connected to your phone, it drains battery much, much faster, so be very, very careful with that. Another kind of light that I mostly use is a tube. Another one from Aputure is the 120D2. This is actually a cinema light. It's mind-blowingly beautiful, very, very well built. We use this light for almost all our shoots. Right now for this live session, we have a 300X mounted onto like a boom with a lantern. And can we have a wide shot showcasing that as well? So for this session, we have this 300X running here that is literally lighting everything in the room. But for most of our shoots, we get the 120D2, which is a single color light. It is a single color light, it's a daylight balanced light. I can't have a bicolor light in this, but the 300X is a bicolor light. On the other hand, it has a Bowens mount built up front, which allows me to kind of mount any diffusers that I want to mount on this light very, very easily, hence getting those soft lighting patterns that I have done in different kind of setups or shoots that I have. So another portable light that I'm a very big fan of are tube lights, and this is a light built by a brand, again YC Onion. They make such amazing rigs and of course sliders and of course now lights as well. It's a very beautiful tube, again full RGB spectrum with all the effects and everything that I can put into this. So I can have all the effects again. Multicolor, full RGB. So this is a very, very soft light, very well built, and with two of these, so this comes in a very, very beautiful pouch, which is really nice, and of course two of these can actually get connected to each other, and you could have a very long light system. And these lights again sync via the YC Onion app, so you can control both the lights together. Overall, very beautiful, very well built lighting system. It has full RGB spectrum, and of course very, very soft to work with. It's solid, it runs on batteries. So you have external batteries that go in this, and the best bit about I like about external batteries is that if one runs out, I can put that on charging, have extra batteries ready. Of course, it also has a C-type port that allows me to attach it to a power bank and get whatever like longer periods of time of runtime that I want. But even on batteries, it gives me decently large like runtimes, and of course, it also has these effects that I can produce, effects with in my shoots or wherever I want, and it comes with magnets, so I can stick two lights together or stick this light onto any metallic surface. And the drone that we use is right over here. This is a Mavic 2 Pro. So the Mavic 2 Pro is my go-to drone right now currently, which I'm using, and the latest video that you see of it on our YouTube channel, the MP from above video, has been shot using this drone. It is a very, very beautiful drone. I shoot 4K footage using it. It has an Hasselblad lens in the front, and of course gives me the ability to shoot hyperlapses, time lapses, and a lot more with the drone. The thing about drones is with today's day and age that you have to be careful about is that the rules are changing. The Indian government is becoming very, very strict with the usage of drones. Some of the areas in our country are already banning drones. So like Jammu and Kashmir and some places in Northeast have banned drones 100%. You can't even run non-commercial drones anymore. So be very careful where you are and where you are actually flying your drone. Make sure you're not in prohibited zones, you're not near defense areas, you're not near government places or ASI properties, because those are prohibited areas. Be very, very careful. Get your licenses done, get permissions done. The DGCA website is an easy to use website where you can go and you can actually register your drones, register yourself for a license. There is an exam that an online exam that you give for the license. And of course, if any of you guys want training flying drones, you can always come and join us at the academy. We are running drone programs as well, where we teach you on our drones and take you to the next level in drone flying as well. How long did the YC Onion tube light last on which capacity batteries? Can you tell me the capacity of that battery, please? So we have a 2000 mAh battery running in that light right now. We have tested it to go for about 2 hours, not on 100% intensity though, for about 70 to 80% intensity. It runs beautifully for 2 hours. On a 100% intensity, about an hour. But if you can source much more higher mAh batteries, they will last you longer. On a power bank, I've had this like on a 20,000 mAh power bank, I've had this running for about 8 to 10 hours easy. But be careful if you're in areas areas where you get a lot of heat and lights get heated up, they shut down as well, because heat is a problem at times, because these are cool lights though, but the chips are small, and if they get heated up, you will have issues in getting any kind of stable lighting in that. No, Akshay, we do not have FPV drones yet. My FPV is stuck in customs, so it still has to come out because the rules are changing in India again. The DJI FPV that came out was considered to be a non-commercial drone, but the new rules bring it under commercial category, and hence it will not be allowed in many of the areas. And you have to DJI has to register their chips now to start selling legally in India, which is not happening very soon. So let's hope that happens. But if you can build your own FPV with the DJI chips and all that, then you can run that as a non-commercial sports drone, which allows you to run it in most of the places in India. Okay, that's like most of the things that we use. Let me show you the jewel of our thing, which is actually the massive slider that we have most of the times. I need some space to use that. So again, this is a slider by YC Onion. This is the hot dog bun, and well, it doesn't look like a hot dog bun, but it is. So the slider is called hot dog, and the bun is the motor on the back. It has, again, it runs on batteries. Very amazing, solid motor to run with. Ultra smooth motions, and the best bit, what I love about it is I can actually have my camera turning around for different shots. So if I'm left, this is what we call as a panorama shot, in which the camera is also moving left to right. Very ultra smooth motion. It's ultra smooth because it can carry about 3.5 kgs of weight as well. And of course, just by fixing this bit over here, I can have a very different motion, which is called a parallax motion, in which I can have a subject in the center and move around that subject. Again, it will all depend on the kind of lenses that you're using, the kind of cameras that you're using, for what kind of shots that you will get. You can program this for automatic movements as well. You can program it and keep it running also. We use it for interviews in which the same motion is followed through and throughout, and which looks very beautiful. It is a carbon fiber built, very light, very easy to carry, but of course when you're traveling, such a big slider is always a pain. The overall build quality is very amazing. It is ultra smooth, and the motor is balanced in a way where it crosses very easily without getting any kind of jerks or anything in the shot, and very easy to handle, very intuitive, and it allows you to get some amazing shots, some cinematically amazing shots, using it for time lapses, using it for cinematic shots, follows, and of course it also can do a vertical shot as well. We can try that. So the vertical payload of the slider is also amazing. I'm just going to hold it from the top so that it can move down. Okay. Again, it can also connect via wirelessly through the app. Loose hai. We're going to test it in just about a second. We need to just tighten the wire up a bit. So the company actually gives you the slider. It gives you a couple of Allen keys that come along with it. You have to be careful because the strip in the back has to be really perfectly well balanced so that it does not skip. Perfect. Let's try that again. Yeah. Take it down. So see, an ultra smooth top to bottom motion. You can always mount it with a tripod, you can always mount it with a light stand. It is very steady, does not give you any kind of shake. You can of course have the left to right parallax or the panorama motion as well, which gives you some amazing results. Now if you're shooting reels in portrait mode, you can do some amazing reels with this also, but of course you can actually do basic jib style shots, or some tracking shots, like top to down tracking shots, that gives you amazing results. So this was an automated motion that we were doing it over here, and gives you some amazing results in terms of doing time lapses, hyperlapses, or even motion time lapses for longer periods of time. The slider on a battery gives you about 8 to 10 hours on a large battery, about 4 to 5 hours on a small battery, and of course it gives you great results for longer time lapses, like a day to night time lapse or a over the night time lapse, wherein you are shooting maybe the night skies and have some beautiful long shutter speeds. Again, the camera and the slider work hand in hand. You can sync them very easily in the time lapse mode, and of course control the camera using the YC Onion app as well. So an amazing setup to work with, an amazing setup to have wherever you are, if you're shooting some cinematic shots, some cinematic reveals, or some really beautiful things that you can do in different situations. These are the kind of equipment that we are using here at the ShootGuru Academy, and all of our students have access to all of them. They can create any kind of wonders what they want. Of course they have to work hard to get that in their hand, but in any case, if you have any questions, we'll take them up. Yes, the slider is motorized. What is the backup of the aperture? Okay, 2 hours for the aperture MC LED. No, we cannot increase the height. Sorry, we can increase the height of the slider by putting on a tripod or a light stand. Yes, you can do that. You can't increase the length of the slider in any way. And of course, when you're shooting time lapses, you have to set the time duration, the intervals, and the movement on which the time lapse will click different things and different kind of shots. And the results are mind-blowingly beautiful, which you get, and this just allows you to have great cinematic abilities to have something that you can do differently. Okay, cool. So we don't have any more questions coming in. I think that's it about for today. So this was actually some of our equipment that we wanted to show you guys, which you guys can actually utilize for a lot of your shoots as well. And overall, when you're doing cinematic, start with something basic. Start with something as basic as your basic mirrorless camera with one lens. Make sure those are stabilized. They have inbuilt stabilizers, so you get beautiful handheld stabilized shots. You at least get a good sound. A mic, maybe a shotgun mic, works very well. So you can start with a very basic shotgun mic, which costs about 5,000 to 6,000. A good quality mic costs about 5,000 to 6,000. Or even a cheaper one, but I would not recommend too many cheaper mics, because sound quality is something that you really have to work with. And of course, then keep on building onto your gear equipment, and someday have cinematic gear as well. Alright guys, thank you for joining in, and of course next week's live session is going to be about lighting and lighting setups, and we're going to be showcasing the lights by Aputure and the different modifiers that Aputure makes, and we will set up a full-fledged scene to shoot a short film. So see you guys next week. Until that time, if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. We will take them up, and of course like, share and subscribe, and share this video with all the friends and people that you have, and of course download the ShootGuru app. It is 100% free. Take care. Ciao.